Hey everyone, it's Ernest with Garden South at JitterbugFarms. A friend of mine asked that I do an intro video for those that may not know me, which I'm sure there's quite a few people that don't. I've been putting together videos and putting them out on a YouTube channel, and she thought it would be a good idea to do an intro video and tell you guys a little bit about myself. My name is Ernest Herman. I am a self-taught gardener. Had a couple of mentors in my life, one being my mother and the other being my granddaddy. So luckily for me, I've had a lot of hands-on training. I've been gardening for well over 40 years, pretty much all my life. I have spent an enormous amount of time learning and honing my gardening skills just by trial and error. And I wanted to take the opportunity to share what I know and things that my mom taught me and my grandpa taught me that I thought, aren't really written down in books. And I haven't seen a lot of it out in videos. So I thought, suggestions from friends of mine said, hey, do a gardening channel, a gardening video. I think the information would be interesting. So I garden in Lee County, North Carolina, in a town called Sanford. The gardening zone by the map is zone 7B, though I think we're closer to a zone 8. There are rainy seasons here. There are very dry seasons. Right now we're going through a dry season, so my gardens are struggling very, very hard, just like many of you are, probably across the Midwest, and even parts of the Southland. So, it's challenges that we have as gardeners. Some plants you lose, and, others you try to hold on to. My gardening style is probably semi-formal, French, English, kind of a European style, with more of a country flair to it. That's kind of what my mom liked, and that's kind of the way I garden. So we have about a little over 10 acres that we garden. And I lost my mom about 8 years ago, and the gardens kind of fell into disrepair. So I'm spending my time now and my efforts to honor her by restoring her gardens and putting her gardens back together. So if this finds you find this interesting, it may be something you want to follow along with, and subscribe to the channel and just see how I progress. It's just me. Nobody else really does any type of gardening here on the property, and yeah, it's just me. So all the maintenance and things like that, all that stuff is done by me. I do work full-time. So my intent is to put out good quality garden content, not quantity of garden content. So you may get a video or two a week, but you probably are not going to get a video every day, because like I said, I work professionally for a Fortune 500 company. So something has to fund the house and the gardens. So what else could I tell you? I think for the most part, I am a teacher at heart, and I really like to show others how to do things, and then it really rewards me by seeing others take those skill sets and use them and become successful with it. So I can't tell you the number of text messages, emails, IMs, phone calls that I get from people who know that I'm a plant person, and I'm a plant collector, by the way, that ask me, just tons of gardening questions, tons and tons. What is this plant? How do I take care of this plant? Hey, I got this as a gift. How do I take care of this? I've got this hard spot over here. How do I get this to grow? What can I grow here? So those are the things I want to help you along with. Most of the gardening channels and most of the gardening books are catered around zones that are not in our zone levels. We have a very long gardening season in the Southland and in North Carolina. We literally can garden year round. It's very rare that we have days that you can't. I mean, even in the coldest part of our winters, there's stuff that can be done outside here. So, and then our blistering heat puts a challenge on things. It puts a stress on plants, and plants, you know, they're used to, you know, I think growing, doing their thing within a few months, and then they're resting. Not here. Plants are performing for long periods of time here. So they start to get, you know, ratty and ugly, and it's a challenge to keep, you know, gardening displays pretty, especially when you have abundance of flowers and things like that. So that's always a challenge for me, but it's a good challenge. So if these types of things interest you, and you find me interesting, and you want to learn more about Southern gardening, please, you know, follow along and subscribe to the channel. I am lucky because two of my very close friends owned one of the largest greenhouses in the area in Lee County, Big Bloomers Flower Farm. So I'm very lucky to have the Fashis as close friends of mine. I worked for them for about a decade when we first moved here to Sanford 30-some years ago. And they've been excellent mentors as well. They've taught me a lot about, you know, business, a lot about propagation, growing things from seed, how to manage greenhouses, and how to manage plants and plant things. So yeah, so they're very strong patrons of mine, and they helped me out an enormous amount. So I could never thank them enough for their support for what I'm doing. But yeah, so hopefully you find this video informative enough that you'll be willing to subscribe and you know, follow along. The more subscribers I have, the more people that like the content or have feedback on the content, definitely give me comments. I want the channel to be a positive channel, a happy channel. It's not a platform for political stuff. It's just gardening. It's gardening, it's plants, it's people who like plants, it's people who want to learn things, you know. So hopefully you can learn something, and we can learn together. So but the more subscribers I get, the likelihood that this is something I may be eventually able to do full time, and you know, give you guys some good entertainment, some good knowledge, and you can watch this very large hot mess, as we call it in the South, come back together. All right, so this is Ernest with Garden South at Jitterbug Farms, and I hope to see you on my channel. Bye.